Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, more than 40 million on alert for the dangerous Arctic blast. And the Hoosiers are on top of the world. It's one of the most incredible comeback stories in sports history.
Major Arctic blast on the move. Frigid wind chills putting millions on alert. Whiteout conditions in the Midwest causing this massive 100-vehicle pileup, stretching for miles in Michigan. In New York, pilots battling to land in this dangerous squall. Ginger is tracking it all.
President Trump refusing to back down from his push for Greenland. Overnight, sharing private text messages from world leaders and AI-generated social media memes as more NATO troops touch down in Greenland.
Urgent manhunt this morning after an Indiana judge and his wife were shot in their home.
Tensions rising in Minneapolis. The Justice Department now investigating this protest in a church, as some detained by ICE say they were denied access to legal counsel and others say they were wrongly detained.
Search for answers and victims. What investigators are now saying about the deadly high-speed train collision as the death toll climbs.
Little House on the Prairie star Melissa Gilbert set to testify, with her husband, actor and director Timothy Busfield, facing a judge.
Breaking with Beckham.
It's really entertaining when the circus comes to town, right? Unless you're in it.
One of the most famous families in the world, now David and Victoria Beckham's son, Brooklyn, breaking his silence on their family feud. And new this morning, what David Beckham is saying about his children.
Super Bowl or bust? The Buffalo Bills firing head coach Sean McDermott. The latest head-spinning move on an NFL coach carousel. What Josh Allen's team is saying this morning.
Don't stop believing. The Indiana Hoosiers are the kings of college football.
Perfect ending to a storybook season.
Blocked! Indiana blocks the punt and falls on it for a touchdown!
Hoosier Nation holding on to that feeling. Indiana winning their first national title ever.
Diving toward the end zone. Touchdown!
Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza.
Good morning, America.
Leading the team to an undefeated season.
I had to go airborne and I'll die for my team. Whatever they need me to do.
This morning,
This is like the icing on the cake.
running back Roman Hemby joins us live. And of course, I was with Lara here in Miami.
Ho, ho, ho! Hoosiers!
For all the action and the unbelievable celebration.
Don't stop believing.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America.
What a season, what a finish. Robin and Lara were there for all of it. Let's go right to Robin in Miami.
There are a lot of believers now, I would say, in Indiana. Their first ever national championship for football. Basketball we're familiar with.
Yes, we
Football
are.
not so much, but now we are.
It all changes. What a night, Robin.
Okay, we're going to have much more live from a little chilly Miami, but we're not complaining. Coming up.
We can feel that enthusiasm. We can feel some of that chill. Thank you, Robin and Lara. We're going to hear more from you, but we begin with that chill as millions of Americans are waking up to bitter cold temperatures this morning.
Robin chilly with a jacket on in Miami. Okay, Robin. Well, you know, the wind chills, they're below zero in some parts of the country. Ginger standing by with how long this will last. But first, Stephanie Ramos starts us off in chilly New York City. Good morning, Stephanie.
Michael, good morning. We're going to feel some of the coldest air of the season today. Multiple rounds of Arctic air headed east after battling the Midwest. This morning, a brutal blast of Arctic air fueling heavy snow, impacting millions from the Midwest to the Northeast. A massive 100-vehicle pileup stretching for miles on this Michigan interstate amid whiteout conditions.
It was just like dominoes, bam, 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 bam.
Officials say nearly 40 tractor trailers were involved in the chain reaction crash, shutting down Interstate 196 on Monday morning for nearly 8 hours. Drivers say they could barely see the cars in front of them.
The whiteout cleared up a little bit, and I could see that there was a semi that was jackknifed.
At least 12 people injured, including children.
Low visibility from the blowing snow and the frigid temperatures right now. It can be really dangerous conditions.
Whiteout conditions also affecting drivers in Indiana. Parts of a busy toll road were shut down near South Bend after multiple vehicles were involved in crashes. In Rochester, New York, pilots battling the elements, trying to land during an intense squall. The dangerous conditions that led to that massive pileup in Michigan affecting the area all week long, and another major blast of Arctic air is headed our way this weekend, Michael.
All right, Stephanie, we will be bundled up, and you stay bundled up out there. Ginger, how long is this going to last? You have that for us. Good morning.
Well, at least here in the Northeast, the worst this week is today, and then we modify a bit, but it gets even colder, as Stephanie just said, by this weekend. Serious Arctic air that's going to be coming in, and a serious snowstorm across the south, which I'll tell you about in a bit. But first, let's see what's happening yet this morning in West Michigan, where we saw those accidents yesterday. There are still some streamers left over. You could pick up some more, but tomorrow it comes back big time. It's this band that's so thick, 2 to 4 inch per hour snowfall rates in Boylston, New York this morning. So please beware. That's where more of that, a foot plus, could happen in the Tug Hill Plateau. Now let's talk cold, because the wind chills are 13 below in Minneapolis, 15 below Fort Wayne, 8 below Pittsburgh, 8 for Philadelphia and Boston. I think that might be an error there, because we definitely are closer to the single digits in New York. And the problem is we're not going to rebound much. So by this afternoon, it doesn't get a whole lot better. It'll feel at best like the low teens in New York or Philadelphia, Hartford, and Boston. But George, I just told you that big push of Arctic air comes really deep south, and I'm really concerned anywhere from Dallas over into, say, the Delmarva Peninsula this weekend, George.
Oh, that is a long stretch of purple right there. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're getting at the latest now on President Trump's threat to take over Greenland. Financial markets are falling. European leaders are calling for emergency meetings after a series of social media posts from the president overnight. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the story. Good morning, Mary.
George, good morning. While President Trump's push for Greenland is certainly testing the NATO alliance, and as tension escalates, the president says he will meet with allied leaders later this week, but is also making it clear he's not backing down. Overnight, President Trump agreeing to meet face-to-face with NATO allies this week as European leaders race to rein in his push for Greenland. The president, who heads to Switzerland later today for the World Economic Forum in Davos, posting he has agreed to a meeting of the various parties. Writing, as I expressed to everyone very plainly, Greenland is imperative for national and world security. There can be no going back. On that, everyone agrees. But NATO leaders are racing to de-escalate. Trump has threatened 8 NATO countries with punishing tariffs after they sent forces to Greenland in a show of support. Trump now revealing private text messages he received from French President Emmanuel Macron, saying, "We are totally in line on Syria. We can do great things on Iran. I do not understand what you are doing on Greenland." A source close to the French president confirming the message is genuine. It comes as Trump attempts to downplay his own text messages to Norway's prime minister, insisting his Nobel Peace Prize snub isn't a factor in his push for Greenland.
No, I don't care about the Nobel Prize.
Over the weekend, Norway's prime minister texted Trump asking to work things out over the phone. But Trump firing back. "Dear Jonas, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace. Although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America." He's very preoccupied with the Nobel Peace Prize, the Norwegian prime minister told reporters. And as I've explained to him many times, it's an award given by a Norwegian committee, not by the Norwegian government.
If anybody thinks that Norway doesn't control the Nobel Prize, they're just kidding. They have a board, but it's controlled by Norway, and I don't care what Norway says.
Trump refusing to back down, overnight posting this edited image of an August Oval Office meeting with global leaders, showing the American flag covering Greenland. And this fabricated image of himself planting the American flag with a sign that says Greenland, U.S. territory. All eyes will now be on Davos as world leaders there will try to turn down the temperature and convince Trump to back away from this insistence on taking Greenland and his threat of those punitive tariffs. But speaking to reporters there in Switzerland this morning, the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, saying, quote, "Everyone should take the president at his word," George.
NATO has never seen this kind of threat from one of its own members. Mary Bruce, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now on the situation in Minneapolis, a city on edge after nearly 2 weeks of protests. 1,500 active duty U.S. troops are on standby, ready to be sent in if President Trump gives the order, amid allegations that some people detained by ICE were denied access to their lawyers. Matt Rivers is on the scene in Minneapolis. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, George. We're looking at wind chill temperatures well below zero through the rest of the week, and yet still we know that protests are planned right through Friday. This morning, the Trump administration is pushing back against a court order limiting ICE interactions with protesters. The DOJ appealing a ruling which temporarily bans agents from using pepper spray as retaliation against lawful demonstrators who are exercising the First Amendment. This as tensions rise in Minneapolis, as anti-ICE protesters disrupted this Sunday's service, demonstrating against one of the pastors who is also the director of an ICE field office, though it's unclear if he was even there.
Why are you not standing up with your ICE?
The Justice Department is now investigating, as DHS says roughly 3,000 undocumented immigrants have been arrested during its crackdown in Minneapolis. Agents storming this home, the family of the man living there says they terrorized his 5-year-old grandson and never asked for IDs before pulling him out in his underwear into the bitter cold, releasing him an hour later. DHS says the man, a U.S. citizen, lived with 2 sex offenders they are looking for, but his family disputes that, saying he only lives with relatives and they don't know either of the alleged suspects. And new this morning, allegations that some detained by ICE were denied access to legal counsel, including protester William Vermi, a U.S. citizen, seen here being arrested after filming ICE officers near his house. He says he was detained for more than 8 hours and not allowed to see an attorney.
We're entitled to counsel. It's a part of the Bill of Rights. Even if you're here illegally and you're a foreign national, you are also entitled to legal representation.
Now, in total, ABC News has spoken to 4 attorneys who all say they were denied access to their clients in DHS custody, but DHS denies blocking legal counsel access to anyone and says they fully respect due process rights. Rebecca?
All right, Matt Rivers, thank you. We're going to turn now to Indiana. A suspected gunman is still on the run there after shooting a judge and his wife at their home. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky is here with the latest on that. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Rebecca. Now an urgent search is underway this morning for whoever shot Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife. There was a knock at their door in Lafayette, Indiana, Sunday afternoon. Police said someone shouted, "We have your dog," before a shot came through the door. The judge was hit in the arm. His wife sustained an injury to her hip. Kimberly Meyer said in a statement she has confidence in the Lafayette police and gratitude for the outpouring of community support. She also thanked the medical personnel who provided care. The mayor called the shooting a senseless, unacceptable act of violence. Meyer's been a judge in Tippecanoe County since 2014. And in recent years, Indiana judges have been asked if they had received threats. A majority had, and nearly all of them are pushing for a state version of a federal law that restricts online access to judges' home addresses. Indiana's chief judge said this morning she's grateful Meyer is alive. She urged all judges in the state to remain vigilant.
Yeah, we are glad you're alive as well. Hopefully heal up. All right, thank you so much for that. Aaron, we're going to turn now to the college football championship, and what a game it was. Robin was there for all the action. Good morning, Robin.
Hey there, Michael. Good morning to you. The Indiana Hoosiers are national champions. Let me say that again. The Indiana Hoosiers are national champions. It was an incredible story, going from one of the worst teams in all of college football a few years ago to the very best after beating Miami in a thriller last night.
A century of futility is forgotten. The Indiana Hoosiers are the kings of college football.
This morning, for the first time ever, the Indiana Hoosiers sitting on top of the college football world.
I think it's got to be one of the greatest stories we've ever seen in college football.
Defeating the Miami Hurricanes 27-21, led by Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who threw for 186 yards and scored a rushing touchdown. A full circle moment for Mendoza, who grew up minutes away from the University of Miami, rooting for the Canes. Sparks flying from the moment the teams arrived. Miami essentially with home field advantage. But Hoosier Nation waiting a long time for this, and boy did they show up. A sea of red at Hard Rock Stadium. I caught up with Indiana alum and donor Mark Cuban before kickoff. I can tell you're a proud Indiana grad. What does this moment mean to you?
Robin, it's incredible. It's inconceivable. Never in a million years did I think I'd be standing here with you.
Indiana draws first blood in this game.
Indiana dominated the first half, getting on the scoreboard first.
He powers in. Touchdown, Indiana.
The crowd and us on their feet as Riley Nowakowski scored the first touchdown of the national championship. The Canes had a chance to score before half, but
And it doinks off the right upright.
they wasted no time in the third quarter.
Fletcher breaks free. Mark Fletcher in the foot race. Miami touchdown.
Mark Fletcher Jr. with the career-long 57-yard run to score for Miami. The Hoosiers getting the momentum right back.
Blocked. Indiana blocks the punt and falls on it for a touchdown.
Their defense and special teams putting the pressure on the Hurricanes all night. In a gutsy call, Indiana going for it on 4th and 5.
He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goal, diving toward the end zone. Touchdown!
Mendoza rising to the moment, driving through at least 5 players and diving for the touchdown.
I had to go airborne and I'll die for my team. Whatever they need me to do.
Indiana's Assembly Hall going absolutely crazy. Leading running back Roman Hemby taking care of things on the ground.
Hemby off the left side.
But Miami still had a shot. Carson Beck with one more chance for the title.
Beck steps up, delivers downfield, intercepted! Jamari Sharp makes the pick that will clinch Indiana's first national championship.
That pick capping off one of the greatest turnaround stories in sports history. Hemby taking it all in.
It feels so amazing, man. This is like the icing on the cake.
Coach Kurt Signetti taking a languishing program and leading his team to a 16-0 storybook ending, a century in the making.
Did you ever think this was possible? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Who,
We heard that a lot. We heard that
sure
a lot
did.
at Hard Rock. But so well-deserved. You know, they had the blowouts leading up to the championship game, and people thought, was it going to be one-sided? No,
Right.
it was not. But they
No, it
showed that
was
they
not.
could get in a dogfight and still come out on top.
They did, and in that first half, we both were like, huh. And then the second half, wow, what a game. And I think you agree, the defining moment was that 4th down. Do they go for it? 5 yards. And not only do they go for it, he dives to make, I mean, that Fernando Mendoza delivered in a major way.
He showed why he is the Heisman Trophy winner. And his teammate, Roman, is going to be joining us coming up, guys.
So
Looking
great.
forward to that. Larry's also going to have some NFL news, new opening in the coaching carousel. We're going to get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, big changes there. Also ahead, Rhiannon Alley is here with the Beckham family feud. Rhiannon.
Yeah, Rebecca, for the first time, we are hearing from David and Victoria's son, Brooklyn, who accuses his parents of trying to ruin his relationship in an emotional new post. Well, the details just ahead.
All right, and we are also going to have the latest on actor and director Timothy Busfield. His wife, Melissa Gilbert, listed as a possible witness as he gets set to face a judge.
Coming up, the latest on Prince Harry's court battle. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, Mr. 305. Pitbull performing at Hard Rock Stadium overnight at the College Football National Championship game. A lot of excitement in Miami for Indiana's huge win. We're going to have much more from Miami with Robin and Lara just ahead.
That is coming up. First new at 7:30. Starting with a high-speed train collision, the recovery operation at the crash site is still ongoing in Spain. As their transportation minister says, experts are baffled about what happened. Investigators were seen examining a damaged section of the track near to where one of the trains initially derailed. At least 41 people now confirmed dead, some families still searching for missing loved ones. Portland police are searching for a suspect who shot 2 officers. Photos of the suspect have been released. He is believed to be armed with a knife and a handgun. The officers are in stable condition. And Timothy Busfield is set to face a judge in New Mexico this afternoon for a pretrial detention hearing on child sex abuse charges. His wife, Melissa Gilbert, is listed as a potential witness. The West Wing star is being held without bond after his arrest.
And the northern lights were on display across much of the country overnight. That's all thanks to what forecasters called the biggest solar storm in more than 20 years. Colorful skies were seen from California to New Jersey, but I'm sure a lot of people missed them because they were watching football.
Yeah, it's true, but that is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Wow. We're going to turn now to one of the most famous families in the world. David and Victoria Beckham's son, Brooklyn, broke his silence on the family feud in an online post. Rhiannon Alley is here with the story. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Good morning to you, Michael. Yeah, fans have noticed the distance between Brooklyn Beckham and his famous family for months now, and he is now confirming the rift, calling his parents, David and Victoria, controlling, and says without them, he has found peace.
This morning, Brooklyn Beckham opening up about his feud with his famous family. The 26-year-old taking to Instagram in a lengthy post, writing, "I do not want to reconcile with my family. I am standing up for myself for the first time in my life." The oldest son of David and Victoria Beckham explaining that for my entire life, my parents have controlled narratives in the press about our family. The performative social media posts, family events, and inauthentic relationships have been a fixture of the life I was born into. This morning, David appearing in a live interview for CNBC, and while not addressing the post directly, saying children make mistakes on social media.
Children are allowed to make mistakes. That's how they learn. So that's what I try to teach my kids. But you have to sometimes let them make those mistakes as well.
The family shown together in David Beckham's self-titled 2023 Netflix docuseries.
I'm so in awe of my children, the way they've turned out.
Brooklyn married heiress Nicola Peltz in 2022. In his Instagram story, he writes, "My parents have been trying endlessly to ruin my relationship since before my wedding, and it hasn't stopped. My mom canceled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour, despite how excited she was to wear her design, forcing her to urgently find a new dress. My mom hijacked my first dance with my wife. Mark Anthony called me to the stage wherein the schedule was planned to be my romantic dance with my wife, but instead my mom was waiting to dance with me instead. She danced very inappropriately on me in front of everyone."
He credits his marriage and his estrangement from his family with managing his chronic anxiety he says he suffered since childhood. Now, we did reach out to Victoria and David Beckham. They have not commented since that post last night, but you have to imagine that everyone is hurting in this situation.
Yeah.
You hate to see it playing out in the public.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely, and you just hope they can come back together and focus on what's important. All right, Rhiannon, thank you for bringing us that story. We're going to go now to the NFL and another coaching vacancy. Let's go back to Robin and Lara in Miami. There's so much in play here.
Yeah, there really is, Rebecca. High expectations for the Buffalo Bills, we know, this past season. But after losing to the Broncos in the playoffs, the team firing longtime and beloved coach Sean McDermott.
Yeah, it was a surprise, Robin. So the coaching carousel continues. First, the Ravens fired John Harbaugh after 18 seasons. Then Mike Tomlin resigned from the Steelers after 19. And now, as you just said, Sean McDermott is done in Buffalo after 9 seasons.
Here it is on the way, and the Denver Broncos have won it in overtime.
This morning, just days after losing to the Denver Broncos in overtime, the Buffalo Bills firing head coach Sean McDermott. Bills owner Terry Pegula announcing his decision in this post, saying, "I feel we are in need of a new structure within our leadership to give this organization the best opportunity to take our team to the next level."
Allen hands it off to Cook.
Since 2020, the Bills compiling 73 wins and 27 losses, giving them the most wins in the NFL. But despite being led by an MVP quarterback in Josh Allen, the team never made it to a Super Bowl.
Expectations were Super Bowl or bust.
Man, why are we tiptoeing around the obvious issue here, and it's the underperforming Josh Allen?
McDermott heated following that controversial call defending his team and his town on Saturday.
I'm standing up for Buffalo, damn it. I'm standing up for us. Because what went on is not how it should go down, in my estimation.
Bills players swiftly reacting to the news. Defensive tackle Jordan Phillips posting heatedly, writing, "This is so stupid, honestly sickening. The best coach I've ever been around." Defensive end Shaq Lawson writing, "He changed the whole culture." And safety Damar Hamlin sharing this photo with the caption, "A true leader of men. Thank you for everything on and beyond the field. We love you, coach." Those players did love their coach, and the Bills have promoted general manager Brandon Beane to president of football operations, which means he will now be in charge of the coaching search, and he better get moving if he wants to grab a great one, because there are still 6 other teams looking for their head coach after making changes this season. Meanwhile, Sean McDermott sharing a statement thanking the Bills Mafia, first and foremost, calling them one of a kind, and thanking the community for embracing him and his family for the last 9 years, which he has called a gift. And I'm sure he will be snapped up right away by some team. He's a terrific coach.
A lot in the offseason.
It's unbelievable what's going on. We've never seen anything like this.
Let's go back to Miami. Robin and Lara there after last night's national championship. Hey, guys.
Hey, well, I have Indiana Hoosiers running back Roman Hemby here with me. Led the team to the first national title ever. Okay, so did get a little sleep,
Yeah,
a little bit?
A little bit. I got about an hour, but, I was excited to be here.
Oh, we appreciate you getting up and joining us. What is the feeling knowing that you made history for your university?
I was in awe for a great deal of time, but, I've come around to start wrapping my mind around it.
It's only been a few hours being wrapping your mind around it.
Yeah, but I'm just so appreciative for everything. My journey definitely wasn't the easiest, but, I'm blessed by God to be in this position, and I'm just so happy to be here.
I know you were 4 years at Maryland.
Yeah.
What was it about Coach Cignetti? What was it about Indiana to want to be here?
I really just saw the winning formula. Coach Cignetti, he had the blueprint. He put the people in places that needed to be put there to be successful, and I knew that, I kind of seen the writing on the wall in a sense. They gave me the chance to go there and play, and we were able to get it done.
Yeah, there was something very special about this team. Are y'all really that tight? Are you really that close as a team?
Oh, those are my brothers, man. And, I love them to death, and I'm so happy that we were able to finish it on a note like that. Those are the guys that I'll call my friends for the rest of my life.
Yeah, 4th and 5. 4th and 5. Think you're going to kick the field goal, and then Coach Sig goes for it. What was the feeling like that when going for it in such a crucial time?
Oh, everybody was a little nervous, but when you got a guy like Fernando Mendoza on the field, you know that anything can happen in a positive way for your team, and he's a testament to that, and we were able to see what he can do on the field.
I know, and he looked a little bit like you running the ball. Like he took those hits and he still, got over the goal line.
Gritty. He's
like
a gritty dude. Dude. He'll do whatever he can to help this team win, and we love him.
And what are you going to do now and moving on? What will you take from this season to your next?
I have aspirations to play at the next level.
I know.
I want to play in the NFL, so I'm going to go full force into that. But, moving on from this season, I'll take on the grit, the determination, the battle of adversity, and trusting God through the process, and I'll look up and see where I land.
Okay, and what is it that you're going to remember most? I mean, I know you won the national championship, but what is it about this that you're really that's going to stay with you? Not just winning the title, but just what this all.
Really just finishing my collegiate career on top on my own terms, being able to look back and say that I was able to do a lot of things. I went through a lot of adversity, but I finished it on a high note, and really just to say that, I was able to go to college, get a degree, play good football, winning football at that, and, have a great support system behind me, and just to show that, I can do anything if I put my mind to it.
Yeah, that really shows you. And that support system was right there, Mom and Dad. I heard that Mom was like the water girl, growing up, that she was always the one in the huddles and helping out.
Yeah, Mom was the water girl. Dad would do the chains.
You got up
Dad would hold the chains for us. They definitely did everything that they could to make sure that I would be in this position today, so I wouldn't be here where I am without them, and I love them so much.
Oh, you're getting a little weepy here.
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
They make my life so much easier, so, I'm just so appreciative and so happy that I got a great support system like this.
Well, I appreciate you showing the emotion like that.
Sure.
What's your final message for Hoosier Nation? Because there are a lot out there.
Oh, Hoosier Nation, they showed up and showed out all season. We wouldn't be in this position without them. And I'm just so happy and so appreciative for them. And we got y'all a national championship. We got a national championship, first one in history.
Look at Mom, got tears in her eyes. I know she's so proud, and Dad is too. Well, we are proud of you, and we're just so appreciative. That was really cool of you to get up and join us. Can you say good morning, America?
Good morning, America.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we'll have more from Miami coming up, Rebecca.
Yes.
What do you think about this? Strahan, come on.
Hey, you tell him, you know what, he's lucky I'm still not playing. I was taking down.
Oh, he's saying he's lucky he's not still playing because he would take you down because he played.
That's a great player right there.
Well, you know what, Robin?
Respect.
Tell him congratulations. It was great to watch those guys all season long. And I know my boss, Eric Shanks at Fox, is the biggest Indiana fan, went to the University of Indiana. He's very happy today. So he made somebody close to me happy, which makes me happy.
He's being nice to you now. We'll see you.
All right, thank you, Robin. That was so fun. I love to see the mom and the dad, too.
Yeah, and Dad
That's
got
so great
choked
to
out.
see
That
them
was
there, and he did it his way. Way to go.
Now, our play of the day, and it was quite a game last night at the College Football Championships in Miami, but a lot of fun happened off the field also. Robin and Lara are there with all the behind scenes, all the fun. We know you two were right in the middle of it. Hey, guys.
I think they threw it.
Yeah,
you know what?
Should we go for it?
I think so. Maybe we're just, because of all the noise, that we just can't hear anything.
The lights are so bright.
I know. Well, from the moment that we touched down in Miami for Will Reed's wedding, actually, there were no timeouts. And while we had so much fun watching the big game, there was even more that happened off the field and also behind the scenes.
And from what we can show you, Sam came down. It was so much fun. He came for the game. We saw Pitbull perform live before the game. We were on the sidelines. We were in the stands. We caught all the action. It was just electric. And we will show you all of the highlights and a couple of key moments that absolutely changed the trajectory of this game that's coming up in a few minutes, Robin.
We cannot wait, and we will be back live from Miami in just a moment.
Glitches and all, baby.
We'll be back. That's what makes it.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. More than 40 million Americans on alert for the dangerous Arctic blast. Whiteout conditions in the Midwest causing this massive 100-vehicle pileup, stretching for miles in Michigan. In New York, pilots battling to land in this dangerous squall. Ginger tracking it all.
The healing power of resilience. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, talking about her new book and mission to empower people.
It's so important for people to understand how innately resilient we are and that this is a skill that we can all build like a muscle.
How resilience has shaped her life and career, and her prescription for our health and well-being.
It's a marvelous morning.
Star-Lord, finally.
Chris Pratt is here talking about his new movie, Mercy. And Marvel's new hero, Wonder Man, is in studio.
I was born to play this character.
Emmy winner Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
You just gotta go out there and crush it.
Taking us inside the highly anticipated new series.
And it's a girls' trip. We're taking you behind the scenes in Miami, plus all the moments you didn't see, including the cutest divided household we sent to the game. Will baby Miles be a Hoosier fan now? As we say, good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America.
How did they sneak Stam into the girls' trip?
Beats me.
Good morning, America. Let's go straight to Miami. Hey, Robin.
Behave, George. Now behave. But yes, you did see a Sam Champion sighting. Yes, and because obviously, if it's sports, Sam, he's all over it.
You know he doesn't miss a game.
No. And what a game! What a game last night. Indiana coming out as a new champion, and I have to say, Miami, great host city.
It was really just so special, and this really was, if you will, a touchdown of a girls' trip with a little sprinkling of Sam. And coming up, we cannot wait to show you what we got up to behind the scenes.
We cannot wait to see it. All we know is we didn't need bail money, so you stayed out of trouble. Also ahead, we have the latest on Prince Harry. He is back in court with some other big names.
First look at the top stories breaking today. We start with millions of Americans waking up to bitter cold temperatures, wind chills below zero in some parts of the country. Ginger's tracking it. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning to you, George. That cold air goes over those Great Lakes and causes major problems. 100+ vehicles in this pileup in Zeeland, Michigan. So this is in West Michigan. Also had pileups and accidents in Indiana on the toll road there. And this morning, it's nearly impossible in some of these lake effect snow bands in parts of New York. And so I wanted to take you over to what's happening at this moment. Holland to Hopkins, still seeing those streamers in West Michigan. Just south of Buffalo, you've got a line, but this is like a fire hose of snow, 2 to 4 inch per hour snowfall rates that are happening here south of Watertown, like Boylston's involved. So please beware and be very careful if you're planning to go out. And of course, we're going to end up with an additional 6+ in the parts that you see that dark blue, and then even more in the Tug Hill Plateau. Real quick look at that cold, though, because it is not playing this morning. The core of it is over the Northeast. Feels like 10 below zero in Williamsport. Philadelphia, only 5. Newark, New Jersey, 2, the feels like out the door. We're not going to rebound much this afternoon. We're going to stay in the single digits or teens, depending on where you are. And this is just shot 1. Big time push of Arctic air comes in, and by this weekend, we'll be talking about a potential for a snowstorm in the south from the plains over to the mid-south and even southeast, guys.
All right, good time to stay home and stay bundled up. Thank you for that, Ginger. We're going to go now to Prince Harry, who's back in the London court for his legal battle against the British tabloid. The royal is one of 7 high-profile names who accused the Associated Newspapers Group of unlawful information gathering. Marcus Moore is at the courthouse in London for us. Good morning, Marcus.
Well, hi, Michael. Good morning. We saw Prince Harry arriving here at the courthouse earlier today, and inside, his attorney kicking off his argument, saying that Prince Harry believes he endured a constant campaign of attacks because, quote, he had the temerity to stand up to the Daily Mail's publishers.
Prince Harry back in court for day 2 of his trial against Associated Newspapers, the publisher of the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday. Harry's team accusing the papers of invading his privacy, pointing to 14 articles written between 2001 and 2013, which they say contain unlawfully gathered information, many of them focusing on his relationship with then-girlfriend Chelsea Davy. The intrusion was terrifying for loved ones, Harry saying in a written statement, and created a massive strain on personal relationships, leaving him, quote, paranoid beyond belief. The prince's lawyer arguing that journalists must have paid private investigators for these scoops, that the information was so personal it could only have come from phone hacking or tapping. Associated Papers, however, strongly denies the allegations, calling them preposterous, saying the information was legitimately gathered, writing that the Duke of Sussex social circle was known to be a good source of leaks about what he got up to in his private life. Harry is one of 7 high-profile names, including Elton John and Elizabeth Hurley, who were suing Associated Newspapers. With the trial expected to last 9 weeks and the prince taking the stand on Thursday.
And it's extremely rare for a royal to appear in court, but this is Prince Harry's 2nd time. He won a case against the Daily Mirror Group back in 2023, and we understand that he is confident and ready to face the lawyers in this case, the final showdown in his round of cases against the UK tabloids. Michael.
All right, thank you so much for that, Marcus. Robin?
All right, Michael, thank you. This morning we are celebrating the life of legendary fashion designer Valentino, whose elegant looks worn by Hollywood stars, royalty, and style icons. Larry, going to give us a look at his life and legacy.
Yes, indeed, Robin. So Valentino was the very first Italian designer to show his creations on Paris's exclusive catwalks. He is thought of as a true artist, even a genius. His looks are some of the most iconic in haute couture, and his legacy is that of enduring elegance.
He was dubbed the last emperor, a fashion titan.
I know what men want.
And what do they want?
They want to be beautiful.
One name synonymous with style and beauty for decades. Born in Voghera, Italy in 1932, Valentino Garavani debuted his fashion house in the 1960s in Rome. His work going mainstream after First Lady Jackie Kennedy Onassis wore his designs after JFK's assassination. Later, designing gowns for the likes of Princess Diana, Sophia Loren, Anne Hathaway, and Julia Roberts. His Valentino Red, a signature for the legend. Valentino believed his pieces were to stay in style, like he told our Joan London on GMA in 1991.
People, they want to buy clothes, and they must be clothes, then they wear it and wear it and wear it forever. I mean, not forever, but for a long, long time. It's an investment.
From the runway to the big screen, appearing as himself in a cameo alongside Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada.
How are you? So glad to see you. Thank you for coming.
Valentino passing away at his home in Rome on Monday. Valentino was 93.
And so many speaking out this morning about him. Supermodel Cindy Crawford remembering him overnight, calling him a true master of his craft. Donatella Versace echoing that, and she called him a true maestro. Valentino will be so missed,
But that Valentino Red.
Valentino Red, and also that Julia Roberts black and white dress at the Oscars. I remember seeing that. Was one of my first Oscars I covered, and in person it was artwork, just beautiful.
You could tell. You could tell. All right, guys.
All right, definitely a legend. Thank you both. Coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, we have Robin's one-on-one with Dr. Tara Narula as she releases her new book, The Healing Power of Resilience, sharing the lessons she's learned in her own life.
Also ahead, Texas barbecue like you've never seen before. Ikejachi is in the Lone Star State with some truly special food and people.
And Chris Pratt is here to tell us all about his new thriller. Robin and Larry back there in Miami.
Yes, we are, and I'm sure there are still plenty of people out there that are celebrating after Indiana's hard-fought win last night over Miami. And we got to go behind the scenes and on the sidelines with some of the biggest fans for both teams.
Yeah, and that includes Maggie and Bill. You met them yesterday on Good Morning America. They were that sweet couple that we surprised with tickets to the game. They are a house divided. We caught up with them cheering on their teams, for their teams in person in this once-of-a-lifetime moment. We'll have their story coming up right here on Good Morning America from Miami.
Such a sweet couple.
And welcome back, all of us here in New York for GMA. Robin and Lara in Miami. Hey, Robin.
Hey there, George. We have our GMA cover story for you now. My in-depth conversation with ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Narula. Her new book, The Healing Power of Resilience. It is beautiful, and it is out this morning. She has worked on it for years, pulling from her experience in medicine and life.
I'm so excited to be part of this family, and it's really a privilege that I get to come into homes and be part of American families.
Since joining our GMA family, Dr. Tara Narula's mission has been clear.
We want to empower people with knowledge. We want them to be in the driver's seat of their care.
From covering medical breakthroughs to breaking down top health headlines, Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Narula is here. Dr. Narula is always on call for our viewers. I remember from day one, you're reaching out to the audience. I mean, you don't even have a note in front of you. You really care about folks. So how do you take on that responsibility?
I feel so lucky that I get to do this job. And so for me, this has always been about public health and education and awareness, but I always think about doing it in a personal way.
Once she wraps at the studio, she's a full-time practicing cardiologist with Northwell Health, working at her outpatient practice in Midtown Manhattan. Her strong work ethic, something instilled from a young age, growing up the daughter of Dr. Onkar and Joy Narula. Going back to your childhood, how did that impact you?
You know, I really was blessed to have parents that loved me, a nurturing family, and to see the resilience in my parents. My father was an immigrant. He came to this country with $50, built his career in cardiology, and actually was one of the founding figures in the field of cardiac electrophysiology. He taught us, my brother and I, that no matter what happens to you in life, you can survive. You will survive.
And your mom?
My mother is Italian from Queens, but she also, put herself through nursing school, and they've been married for over 50 years.
Before pursuing her own path in medicine, Dr. Narula took a slight detour. At 22 years old, she opened up Sun Juice, a smoothie shop in South Miami.
My heart was poured into this store, and it was a busy, hard life, but I learned, Robin, so much.
But also you learned your heart wasn't in it.
Exactly, and that was a really key message. And it just became so apparent to me that even though my business was successful, I was miserable. And I just knew, even though I had carved out this whole path, I had to pivot.
After enrolling in medical school, Dr. Narula faced her own medical mystery after experiencing vision loss in the lower part of her right eye.
I started on this whole road of exploring what could have caused this vision loss. I didn't know if I was going to go blind, lose the ability to walk, speak, talk. So it was really the lowest, most difficult, hardest part in my life. I was so scared.
But she says it was also a turning point. Despite never getting a clear answer on the cause, she learned how to face her fears and move forward with resilience. And here, 2 decades later, a trusted physician. How has resilience helped you in your work?
I think the biggest thing that I learned as a physician was that what was missing in patient care was resilience. It became so apparent to me that these worlds of psychology and medicine are totally siloed and separated. No one is bridging this world and connecting the dots and saying, we can't help our patients heal and recover if we're not addressing what's happening to them psychologically. When I walk in a room, Robin, and I tell someone, you have heart failure, they look at me with that fear, and they are paralyzed in that moment, and they say, when am I going to be myself again? And those conversations where I had to say to them, you're not going to be yourself again. You will never be who you were, but you will be, and you can be, a different version of you. And the most important thing is that you can still enjoy life, and that is what resilience is about.
In her new book, The Healing Power of Resilience, Dr. Narula is writing us all a prescription for health and well-being. How excited are you to bring this out into the world?
I am so excited, but it's so important for people to understand how innately resilient we are and that this is a skill that we can all build like a muscle. And it's so important to help us thrive despite what happens to us.
Dr. Narula detailing practical strategies to cultivate resilience, including a pursuit of purpose, a hopeful outlook, and embracing love.
I believe that we are here on this planet to love, to learn how to love, and to be loved. The fact that I have my husband and my 2 kids, like that is my greatest gift, my greatest blessing, and my greatest legacy here.
And we are so excited for Dr. Narula. She really has poured her heart and soul into this book. And the conversation, it was just a chance, really wanted you to get to know her better and how much she truly cares. The Healing Power of Resilience is out now, and you can get your copy at that QR code that's right there on your screen.
Now to the college football championship, and the fun wasn't only playing out on the field. Robin and Lara were there having their own adventures off the field, and they're in Miami with the latest for us. Did you two stay out of trouble?
What do you mean? What are you trying to say, Michael? What is he trying to allude to? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Listen, we have a good time together, as you know, but this made it really easy.
Yeah.
It was just a magical time here in the Sunshine State, and we got to meet some amazing fans, see the action of a championship game up close, the electricity of these Miami fans, these Indiana fans, lighting up this city.
The energy here has been unbelievable, and we got to catch up with some of those super fans who made last night's game one for the books.
Are we excited? Yes, we are. Let's go!
The energy was high in the 305 to see who would take home the national title. Robin and I arriving at Miami's Hard Rock Stadium.
My husband is so excited. He dumped me. He's racing in front of me.
Watching it all unfold among a sea of fans.
And he powers in. Touchdown, Indiana.
We just had the biggest celeb sighting of the national championship game. Pete, Kirk, Herbstreit's golden retriever. I'm in love.
Before the big kickoff, Robin taking to the field.
I came to Miami for Will Reed's wedding, staying for the national championship. The storylines, the atmosphere, unbelievable.
And making a special appearance on ESPN's College Game Day.
Is there a lot of pressure? Their lives are going to change. Their lives are going to change after tonight, the way the public sees them. But kudos to both of them.
We got special access talking to some of University of Miami and Indiana University's biggest fans.
Ho, ho, ho! Hoosiers!
Indiana University alumnus Mark Cuban supporting his Hoosiers and their coach, Curt Cignetti.
He said he reminds you like of an entrepreneur on Shark Tank.
Yes, absolutely, because, he's not a coach who coaches like all other coaches coach. He's always looking for different ways. Like an entrepreneur, you need your moat. You need to differentiate. You need to know what's different and sustainable, and that's what he does.
While football Hall of Famer Michael Irvin sported his orange and green.
Good morning, America!
Supporting his Canes since his own championship win in 1987.
You can measure our numbers, but you can't measure the heart.
And just one day after GMA surprised the divided rivalry household of Maggie and Bill with tickets to the championship.
We're sending you guys to the game. I hope you're ready.
The couple in the stands, FaceTiming their son Miles, repping both teams, and having the time of their lives.
We've been talking about, he's obviously going to grow up a Hoosier fan and a Canes fan, but this outcome of this game is probably really going to...
Might make a difference.
But it was the Hoosiers who would take home the win.
The Indiana Hoosiers are the kings of college football.
That play was just unbelievable. And if you're wondering where we are this morning, we want to say thank you. What a gorgeous view we have at the Hyatt Centric Brickell. It is fantastic.
Thanks,
so
guys.
thrilled. Thank you very much, guys. We've just had a great time here in the lead up to Indiana's perfect season, and watch them take home their first national championship in football. And if anybody's sad it's over, just 31 weeks until the start of the 2026 college football season in August.
All right. And also our thanks to our ESPN family for allowing us to crash the party here in Miami. What a wonderful time. What a wonderful time.
And thank you to you ladies for taking us along as you crashed that party. That was a lot of fun. All right. Thank you, Robin and Lara. We're kicking off our big week in the Lone Star State meantime, and we're starting things off with some Texas barbecue. It's anything but ordinary, and Ike Ajachi is in Arlington with more. Good morning, Ike.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca. We are at Smoke and Ash in Arlington, just outside of Dallas. And you know that saying, don't mess with Texas? Well, this place ain't messing around. They're combining Texas barbecue with traditional Ethiopian flavors to create a cacophony of flavors that keeps this community coming back for more. In the Lone Star State, there's no shortage of places offering classic barbecue. Real good. But just west of Dallas, here in Arlington, is a unique restaurant bringing a fusion of flavors you won't find anywhere else. Tex Ethiopian barbecue.
The first time that we decided just to combine both dishes together, that came from one of our customers who decided to order Texas barbecue and also the Ethiopian vegan combo.
Fasika, hailing from Ethiopia, and Patrick, a born and raised Texan, opening Smoke and Ash back in 2012. A couple combining their cultures through smoked meats and traditional Ethiopian spices.
Using berbere spice and smoked meat is just somehow it blends so well together. And of course, Patrick's choice of wood is hickory, and somehow hickory is just perfect for that berbere spice.
And this is the #1 seller, the Tex Ethiopian platter. Fasika taking us inside the kitchen to see how those flavors come to life.
It's not too spicy, but definitely got a good amount of kick to it.
Smoke and Ash is now a beloved staple in the community, boasting a diverse and loyal clientele.
The ones who come back time and time again, they take us as if we're part of their family. They know us in first name basis, and we know them the same way. And their passion about this restaurant is as if it's theirs.
It's like everything I love in one place, Texan food and Ethiopian food.
Because this is Arlington's first and only Michelin recommended restaurant, and it's so unique, it has quickly become an Arlington staple for the city.
You're experiencing cultures that I would never run across if it weren't for this establishment. I just love it. It's really good.
Now, Smoke and Ash started in 2018 in a little trailer by Fasika and Patrick here, and now they have this prime location in Arlington, and they're offering customers the ability to order online and ship this wonderful food all across the country. I'm doing way too much talking, not enough eating. Back to you guys.
We're ordering what you're having. Thank you, Ike. Coming up, Chris Pratt is here live.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
And we are live with Chris Pratt. He's right here. He's starring in the new thriller Mercy. Welcome.
Thank you.
So this is a crazy story. Explain it to everybody. It's all about the brave new world of AI.
That's right, yeah. I play a character who's a detective on trial for the murder of his wife, facing an AI judge, jury, and executioner. And
Whoa.
it's sci-fi.
And you have 90 minutes to save your
I have
life.
90 minutes. The movie is 90 minutes. It's the 90-minute trial. So it starts on the first frame of the trial, and it's essentially I have 90 minutes to prove my innocence or I'll be killed.
Was that scary?
It's in the future?
Yeah, it is scary. It's a thriller. It's dark and it's scary and it's kind of thought-provoking and visually very stunning and designed to be seen on a really big screen. It's a great 3D spectacle, and when you're in the if you see it in IMAX or something, you're in the chair, you really feel like you're
And you have
on trial.
exactly 90 minutes.
Yeah, there's a literal ticking clock, and so it's a really great device to create something that everyone would say like, wow, this is just keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire movie. It's really one of those movies.
Well, speaking of edge of your seat, sitting in a chair,
Yes.
You have scenes where you're in a chair, I guess being interrogated, but you ask them to literally handcuff you to the chair.
Yeah, confine me to the chair because that's the chair that I'm sitting in will kill me at the end of the trial if I can't prove my innocence. And so the first few times that I was doing the scene, and we shot it like a stage play, so we'd shoot 50 or 60 pages in a row because they didn't have to move the cameras around and there's nothing to cut to. And so we went through the whole thing, and I was fighting like, get me out of this chair, Paul. And I popped out. I was like, actually, you probably should. I guess we have to cut because my character just escaped. And I was like, y'all better just strap me in this. I'm acting too. I'm like, oh dang, sorry guys.
I can feel my heart beating with every moment. Let's take a look at a clip.
You may use any and all resources available to this court to provide me with evidence of your innocence. Should you be found guilty, you will be executed in precisely 90 minutes. Your trial will now commence.
No.
There goes the clock.
There goes the clock, the ticking clock.
Your brother also made a cameo in this.
Yeah, my brother made a cameo in the film, also was the tech advisor on this. So my character is Detective Chris Raven, and he's a law enforcement officer, and my brother was a law enforcement officer for 20 years. And we've always wanted to work together, and so he came down as a tech advisor to help sort of make sure that we were, following the North Star of authenticity and creating a cop in this piece, and then he got to be on camera at the end of the movie too.
How's that taking direction from him as your technical advisor?
Honestly, I wish I could work with him on every movie. It was so fun, man. And he did such a great job, and everybody just loves my brother. Anyone who meets my brother loves my brother, and it was really, really fun, and it was kind of cathartic for him too. Not to go too deep into it, but my character, you realize through the course of this that he's really suffering the trauma of having gone through something really hard in having lost a partner, and my brother went through something similar in his career, where one of his cop friends was killed in the line of duty, and to see him sort of processing that in a really amazing way was really great. I see that a lot on Terminalist too, where we have a lot of spec ops guys who come and work on the show, to see them sort of processing some of the traumatic things, but in the service of art. It's really kind of a beautiful thing, and so that was it was really nice, really great bonding experience. He did a great job, and he's actually out here in New York with me right now. And so we had a good New York day yesterday.
Yeah, and you mentioned Terminal List, which I love as well, man. You're just crushing it in everything that you do. And you're in great shape. We were talking about working out before we came on air with you. Well, you always stay in great shape. You do these intense workouts, but is it because you're like staying in Star-Lord shape for the Avengers? Are we going to see you in Doomsday later this year?
Oh man, well I'm just not. I can't say anything about
you're working out hard.
Any of that. But in terms of that's first of all, Michael Strahan just said I'm in great shape.
Great
so
shape.
that means the world to me. I think it's all. I try to stay like 6 weeks away from the right body. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these guys who's going to be that hard into it, but I'm like, all right, I want to keep it close enough that it's not going to be a super struggle if I have to get there. You know what I mean?
So you're 6 weeks away now?
I'm like probably 3.5 weeks away from the right body right now.
Oh my goodness!
A little bit of a hint right there.
I'm going to use that.
Yes.
I'm going to stay like 6 weeks away from the right body. I like that.
That's a reality show.
Yeah, that's right.
I know you're a big Seattle fan. They going all the way?
I think so. This weekend is going to be a really tough test. And in my opinion, that's the biggest matchup. And if there was a way for the Rams and the Seahawks to meet in the Super Bowl, I think those are the two best teams right now. I was at the last Rams Seattle game, and that was an amazing miracle comeback. And they're just an even better team now with Devontae Adams. So LA's got to come through Seattle, and that's not an easy place to win a football game. The 12th man is real. They're loud. It's a hard place to go win. I'm really hoping that we show up in Seattle.
Will you
goes
be
all the
there?
way. I just got the invite to be able to go, so I got to talk to Mama, because I've been on the road, and so I don't know if she's gonna be super stoked that I come home and immediately go to Seattle. But yes, I'm gonna be there. If you're watching, honey, I'm going to Seattle.
We can hang out. I'll be there too, man.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go.
We'll hang out. We'll have a good time. But
It was
should
out
be
of your
great
mouth
game.
before you caught
Yeah.
yourself.
Whoops.
Thank you for coming
My
in.
pleasure.
Mercy is in theaters on Friday.
Now on GMA, we're joined by Emmy Award-winning actor Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, making his Marvel debut in a highly anticipated new Disney Plus series, Wonder Man. Give this man a nice Wonder welcome here. Okay, man. Great to see you. I'm so excited that you have this role. And I wonder, what connected you to this character, Simon Williams?
Simon he's a passionate, struggling actor. You know what I mean? And he's a nervous wreck. And for me, I get to show what it's really like, you know what I mean, on the inside, and everybody think that is acting, you know what I'm saying?
What's amazing about you, man, you're an architect, and you had started your job. You were a city planner, but now you're an Emmy winner, and now you're part of leading a Marvel show. So do you pinch yourself, and what has this experience been like for you to join the MCU?
Oh man, I'm incredibly blessed. You know, on this road, I've been blessed enough to have an opportunity to really pursue my passions, and for doors to open really at every step of the way. I'm excited to bring a new flavor to this Marvel thing, and I'm working around really talented people, Sir Ben Kingsley and Destin, and you know, I think it's gonna be a good time.
Well, let's look at a good time right here. Let's check out this flavor you're bringing with a clip.
You got this, man. You already got the job. You just gotta go out there and crush it. Just crush it.
Okay, how much of that process is just acting for the show, and how much of that process is really how you get ready?
No, but check it out, right? That's a part of it sometimes. There's some days where you just have to have that good mirror talk as an actor and to say, come on, man, even like something like this.
Yeah.
You know, you wake up in the morning, you get yourself ready, and it's game time, and that's what it's like. But what I love about this show is we have the opportunity to show what it's like to be an actor, what it's like to be in those shoes, and then to have the lights come on, and then to have all of that stuff disappear. You know what I mean? So it's an amazing process.
And you mentioned it, Sir Ben Kingsley. Amazing. I mean, he's the star of stage, a star of screen, a star of everywhere he is. What was it like working with him and like being that close and watching that every day?
He's a pro, you know, but it's not a spectator sport. So you got to get in there and you got to play the game. Otherwise, you know, he'll just run over you.
Is it
you know
intimidating
what I mean?
a little bit?
No, not at all. You know, he works in a way where it's very inviting. So he's the opposite of intimidating. He's prepared and he makes you comfortable. So I think iron sharpens iron, and that was really the game that we were playing, you know. And he let me know, too. He let me know how he was coming. He said, look, I'm going to be ready. I said, you think I'm not going to be ready, too? You know what I'm saying? And so I met him on the first day. We looked each other in the eye, and then I said, oh, he cares. And he says, oh, he cares. And then, you know, it was really a relationship that was about the craft and that was about respect. So it was fantastic.
And so what's next for Simon and Trevor? Are we going to see you in Avengers Doomsday? It's in December, man.
Well, what's first is Wonder Man, and that's coming out on the 27th, and I'm excited about that. But I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing where Simon can go afterwards, after this, because I hope the future is bright for him.
That is the best deflecting answer we've ever had.
Hey, I do my best.
Well, your best is good enough for us, man.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, you're the man. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. And we're excited. Wonder Man begins streaming 1 week from today, January 27th on Disney+. Make sure you check it out.
Coming up, we are one-on-one with New York Times best-selling author Jeanette McCurdy. She's right here, and she's talking about her new novel. There it is, Half His Age, coming up next. We are back now with Jeanette McCurdy. She is the #1 New York Times best-selling author of I'm Glad My Mom Died. We watched her grow up on TV, and now she just released her debut novel, Half His Age. Welcome, Jeanette. Congratulations on the new novel. It's really great to be with you here. Tell us a little bit about this story, because it might not be what people expect.
Yeah, Half His Age is an exploration of female rage and power and desire as told through the lens of a very lonely and ravenous 18-year-old girl.
A lonely and ravenous 18-year-old girl.
I guess as they all are. I feel like everybody at 18 is lonely and ravenous.
And it's almost like as we all are,
yeah,
because
I'm
you
33,
are writing.
I'm lonely and ravenous.
You're writing from a really personal place here. And I read this article, an interview with you, where you said you were writing from a place of anger, and that helped fuel you as a writer. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I find anger to be incredibly mobilizing and useful as an emotion. I feel like as women, we're so often told to, accommodate the people around us and be polite and be kind at the expense oftentimes of our own well-being. And so this is a really important way for me to channel my own anger, and I hope the message carries through in the book how useful anger can be for women everywhere if only we come in contact with it and don't just suppress it and deny it.
How do you think about that when it comes to overcoming it? Like, are you staying in anger or do you move forward from it?
Well, the writing for me is a way of channeling that anger in a healthy way. That's the way that I move through it and that I find closure in areas where there maybe wasn't any. And it's definitely a theme in Half His Age that I hope women take away from it is how can I make contact with my anger and allow it to help me and take from it what I can.
Transcend.
Exactly.
And this movie will transcend, this will transcend your novel. It is going to the screen, and you are incredibly involved in that process as well. What is that like for you to translate something that you poured so much of your life and time into to a new project?
It feels so important for me to be a part of whatever it is that I write in any possible iteration. So, I've adapted Half His Age into a screenplay, and I absolutely feel in order to execute it's so pretentious sounding, but in order to execute the vision as well as I can, it's really important for me to be the one who's writing it, and I'm also directing, and that also feels key.
You're playing a lot of roles. How are you learning to play these new roles?
I guess I think it's following my instincts. I have really strong instincts. I denied them for a long time, and they're right. It's no use fighting them. I just have to follow my gut. I continue to remind myself that every day.
Where was the change for you? How did you realize that you needed to stop ignoring them?
Probably in my 20s. I feel like we all go through so many changes in our 20s, and that was really a transformative time for me and a time of self-discovery, and I learned so much about myself and so much about how unhelpful it is to deny myself my emotions.
What would you say to other women who are watching this right now? They might not feel like they've gone through that transformation. How did they do that? How did you do it, like in terms of the actual mechanical steps you started taking differently?
Follow your rage. Literally pay attention to the things that bring you fury, that you feel so upset about, because there's so much useful information in that. You can't go wrong if you just pay attention to it, if you just give yourself a chance.
How do fans react to you?
Very kind. Now, I grew up acting, and it was a completely different kind of fan response then, but now I feel a genuine connection with people who approach me about my writing. People have already started coming up to me about Half His Age, and it's a interaction rooted in mutual respect and genuine connection.
Genuine connection. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Jeanette, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Jeanette McCurdy, Half His Age is out now.
Tomorrow, Robin and Lara had a great time there in Miami. Big thanks to them.
Thank you all for watching. Everybody have a great day.